Good evening, everyone. It's Dr. Shiva. I hope everyone's having a good week. And we're going to look at red sage on lung congestion. So red sage is known as Salvia miltiorrhiza. It's a deciduous perennial plant. And I have an example of it over here. Here we're looking at the rhizome and the roots. And there's different types of compounds in red sage. There's flavonoids, there's terpenoids, there's polysaccharides, there's saponins, and there's vitamins. What is lung congestion? Now, a common symptom of respiratory tract infections when you have lung congestion is the mucous membranes, as you notice, become inflamed from here to here. There's excessive mucus production that blocks the airways. That's why you feel awful when you have lung congestion. It causes difficulty breathing. One of the things I want to mention to you is if you were to go and you were to start looking at the scientific literature and you want to say, wow, how many papers are written about lung congestion? You'll find that there's close to 4,338 research articles, 160 clinical trials over the last 69 years. But with our technology that's been donated for public use, we analyze all of that research relative to lung congestion. That's what the power of CytoSolve is. But we extract out the molecular mechanism, which means all the chemical reactions where red sage affects lung congestion. And then we understand systematically what are all those molecular mechanisms, which I'm going to share with you. There's 5 of them. And then how red sage affects those molecular mechanisms. And then we share that knowledge with you. Now, this is very, very different than how big pharma works. But let me just show you what MV25 is about for those of you who haven't heard about it. But this is using CytoSolve in a beneficial way, not to just do research, but find combination therapies. So what are the molecules in red sage? And here are those 11 phenolic acids. Red sage has effects on your lung, skin, heart, brain, liver, and digestive system. Biological effects are at the molecular level. You have inflammatory events taking place, red sage will calm them down. It's antidepressant. And anti-fibrotic. Fibrosis is where you have scarring of the lung. So we're zooming in on what happens when you get lung congestion. Molecular mechanisms are systems of molecular reactions. Your body is just one big chemical factory. Another one is cytokine production via MAPK. And what I want to show you here is 4 of those pathways, you want to bring down certain parameters. So make sure that your body doesn't put out all this mucus. And anti-COPD effects. This is pretty cool. These are out of those 21. These are the 21 that are 7 that are apparently very active. So tensionone 2A is one of the compounds in red sage. And look what it does. So none of these pathways occur. So you're blocking fibrosis. Now, the reactive oxygen species, these are oxidizing components. What happens is trangenone 2A from red sage regulates NRF antioxidant enzymes such as SOD and catalase. If you look over here, there's pro-inflammatory cytokines, your IL-1 beta and TNF alpha, which cause inflammation of the epithelium, leading to fibrosis. So again, salvinoic acid B, like phenyltrenchinoin 2A, which affected things 2 ways. So IL-13 is not a good cytokine because it leads to hypersecretion, and salvinoic acid stops that. It leads to these 4 cytokines being upregulated, the inflammation of the epithelium, and then you get lung cell death and you get COPD. But salvinoic acid also increases VEGF signaling, which leads to lung cell proliferation. I hope that helps everyone really understand this. People always ask, what does the current science say? Red sage for hypertension, 10 milligrams per kilogram daily, right? It's from Yang and Sun. That's if you have heart health issues, hypertension. That's that very particular molecule we found out where people are doing extracts of that. And that's Zhao et al. In 2021. Now, the 3 issues we want to consider if you have skin issues or itching, or you have stomach discomfort, or if you're prone to getting drowsy or some type of sleep issues where you get drowsy very easily, you need to recognize that red sage for some people will cause itchiness or drowsiness or some stomach discomfort. And organic farming obviously produces healthier plants free of pesticides, but it says, is the product produced safely? Is it minimally processed and bioavailability? So we also recommend you keep an eye for these seals for those products. I hope this was valuable. Share it with your friends. Be well, be the light. Thank you. Hi, everyone. This is Dr. Shiva. Before we continue with this, I want to just remind everyone that because of the massive censorship and shadow banning that still continues on social media platforms, I'd like you to click the link to continue watching this on our own platform at vashiva.com. Thank you very much.